Let's talk about different accents. Namaste Bitch, how are you? I want to know, and it's always a pleasure talking to you. Well, I think you have noticed that English is not my first language. I am Brazilian, so I do speak 3 different languages. I speak Portuguese, of course, Spanish, and English. I try. Sometimes it's difficult, but I try. But there's something that I'm noticing right now that is happening a lot in my life here in Australia. I have been living here for almost 10 years, and I have to admit, I just love this country. I love this culture, I love these people, I love everything about Australia. That's the reason I'm living here. And today, I am an Australian. I have a citizenship. But I noticed that some people is not making my life easier at all. Of course, I deal with different people all the time. But recently, I can see that there is lots of Australians that feel superior when they talk to you in a different way. For example, when you have to talk to them and they notice that you are not an English speaker, or at least English is not your first language, they have a kind of pleasure to put you down. They try to don't make your life comfortable, and you know, it's not a comfortable feeling when this is not your first language. It doesn't matter how much amazing is your English. It doesn't matter if you've been talking in 10 years, 1 year, 100 years. It's always going to be different. This is not your first language unless you grow up since you were a child in this place talking this language. Besides this is not so natural like when you speak your language. Well, I'm going to tell you one example that happened to me recently that made me think a lot about this situation. I was having a conversation over the phone, and when I called one lady, I just noticed straight away that she was an Australian lady. And when I introduced myself and when I told her that I was going to work with her, she was very rude to me. Honestly, I don't think rude should be the correct word in this situation, because she wasn't making any kind of effort to understand me. When I finished my sentence, she just told me, "Ah?" And I just noticed, okay, maybe she couldn't understand me very well. I think the best thing to do right now is speak very slowly with her. So I introduced myself again and I was telling everything slowly. And she said to me again, "What? I don't understand you." And when I was trying to explain everything that was happening, she was very, very rude in the situation. She said, "Look, it makes no sense when you talk to me. Look, I don't know what you're talking about," and just hung up on me. And I was feeling a little bad about this situation because I was thinking, hello, I'm talking to you. I have been nice, professional, and I'm calling you because I need you. I'm going to pay you to do this service. And why are you acting in that way with me? Most of the times I would be angry with this situation, but at this time I don't know what happened. I felt really sad. I felt really down, and I was thinking, why I'm doing this? Why I'm living this experience? Why? The question was only why. Why some people cannot be cool? Why some people cannot be helpful? What is the pleasure behind this kind of behavior? And I have to admit, I fell down for a while, for a few hours. And I was having a conversation with a few friends, and everybody was telling me, look, don't feel in that way. Just think that you are doing your best. Just think that sometimes this lady wasn't in a good day. But honestly, I don't think that was the point. I think, as I told you, some people feel grateful when they show this kind of behavior. Some people feel really powerful when they show, okay, my English is better than yours. I am an Australian and you are not. It happens, I have to admit, and I cannot avoid this kind of thing. But honestly, I just think, if somebody thinking that way, it shows me that these people are just nothing. It shows me that these people deserves to grow up. I don't think you need to speak different languages to open your mind. I just think you need to travel sometimes and realize that the world has different cultures, different colors, sounds, smells, and these kind of things make life so different, so interesting. And I really believe some people doesn't understand this, doesn't have any idea about this. And of course, there's exceptions. You don't need to travel to be a better person. Sometimes you can travel when you read, sometimes you can travel when you watch something on the television. But I think some people just need to accept that the difference is here, over here. And they cannot avoid this as well. I know that I'm going to deal with more difficult people. I know I'm going to talk with people that are going to make me feel down. But at the same time, I have this power to think, well, what can I do to change their behavior? What can I do to change their lives? Sometimes just a few words in a nice way can make people realize that they are not acting well. Sometimes not. I don't know. I just noticed that the world is getting more and more disconnected. People are getting more and more angry with others only because they are not from the same place. And what is the point about that? Our history is about people migrate from one country to another. I'm sure if you think about your family, your grandparents or your great-grandparents came from another place. So don't think that you are from that place and that's it, and another people do not deserve to live in the same place, in the same country. If you think like that, I really feel sad. Not for me, but for you. Because you learn a lot when you have a conversation with people that has a different kind of culture. You can see that the world is different. Sometimes it's possible that you don't agree the way that these persons think or express their ideas, but you learn a lot with all these differences. And I really can see that the world is getting more and more difficult. People has no patience with others, and this is something I really try to pay attention. I really try to make everybody's lives better, sweeter, whatever. And it doesn't matter if English is your first language, because people come from different countries. For example, you have to deal with people from USA, Canada, Ireland, South Africa, Scotland, and everybody speaks in such a different way. So you have to deal with different accents. It doesn't matter if English is their first language as well. But I notice that some people, they don't like us because we are different. And that's the word. But in the same way, I have to admit that you are going to meet lots of nice people. I work in an amazing company. I say that because the people that work there, they are just amazing. I can give you one example. One day I was writing one email and one of my colleagues just came to me and said, Emerson, pay attention. The way that you are writing this, it doesn't make sense. If you change this word for that word, or if you change this, it's going to be perfect. And in the end she told me, oh, I hope you don't feel bad that I'm telling these things. So can you see how much she was caring about me, because she was teaching me. She was showing me that I was wrong, but in the same way she was showing me how to fix my mistakes. Don't you think this is amazing? I just love when these things happen. And I know, always when I feel down, I need to remember this kind of behavior. I'm sorry if this video sounds a little sad. This is not my intention. I only want to talk to you about everything. And I want to show you that the fact that you have to live in another country can be difficult. But it's up to you to take the best from people. And don't let never people put you down. You can be sad for a few moments, for a few hours, but not forever. Because you are much more than this. And for those people that have this kind of pleasure, what can I say? I'm so sorry for you. Maybe one day you're going to grow up and see that the world is much more than your belly. You see. But if you are like me, just be happy, just feel grateful, and try to learn as much more as you can, because your life is going to make much more sense. We are here to learn with our experience, with other experience, with our mistakes. That's it. I hope this video is not confused, because I am a very confused person. I have to talk about everything, and in the end it makes no sense even for me. But that's it. If you like this video, please don't forget to thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber, you know what to do. Just press this button, subscribe, so you can see new videos that I'm going to upload in this channel. I know I'm not putting too much videos, but I'm trying to watch my behavior, and I'll try to put more videos here, okay? I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Namaste Bitch. Ciao.